Hey guys, and welcome to this tutorial. Today we will work on the character selection between male and female characters. So here's what I got. We press play and it loads the character up we did load before. So if I had male or female, it changed. And if I start playing with female, we will have here our female character in another world teleported. So that's it, what we're gonna do. So I'll go ahead and open your project up and let's start here. The first thing someone noticed is that when I plug in here my character, it's a bit above the ground, and to fix this we go into the blueprint of this character, go into the viewport, we select this character, and you can see here it's a bit above. So bring this down a bit, and if it doesn't perfectly matches the complete character like it's here at my, we need to actually work on the capsule, and for me the best value is 86. So this is a good value. You can look this now up. He's still above with his feet, so grab him and put him down to 87. Make sure you're here on 1. And let's see, this is a good value thing, or we can do one more. So put into -88, and yeah, that's absolutely fine here. So that's how we fix this. And now let's work on the other stuff. For this we want to create a new level, which will be our, we can save this, which will be our character selection map. So let's create a fast landscape for this. Then go back to the normal mode, click on your landscape, go to details and make the height to 0, so it's on the perfect scale here. Then grab in your skylight, put it in, scale it up, and we're ready to go here. Let's go into word setting and let's create a new game mode into the blueprints, which will be our character select game mode. Press OK here, and we also create a new character for this, which will be our character select. Character select, yeah, that's okay, I think. And the last thing we need to do is, oh no, we did here a pawn, so delete the pawn, right click, go to blueprint and click on character, and we want to have this character. This is our character selection. And yeah, next up we also need a save game. So we want to save whether or not we are male or female. So select the save game and call this my save game, for example. And yeah, let's save here our map. Here click on save current, go to maps and call this character map, like this. So let's first work on the save game. Here in the save game we need 2 standard variables, which will be first our save slot name and second our user index. This one will be an integer, default value 0, and this will be a string, file and save, which will be my save slot, the name of this save slot. So and as a variable we need to check if it's male or not, so we make him boolean. If you have later, for example, 2 males and 2 females, you can just give him boolean like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then check whether of this is checked or unchecked. So this one is male. And next up, let's go into the content and let's create a new folder called umg. And here we want to create a new user interface, which will be called character selection. And to open this up, we want our character selection to on event begin play, we want him first to spawn an actor. We will work on this later. So just grab this in, spawn actor from class, then we want to create the widget. This widget will be our character selection. So let's do this here now. We want to spawn here our main character. And of course we want to make the transform of him. So grab in the transform. The transform will go from our current mesh position. So get the world location plus some vectors which we can change, and then goes into location. So here on the X I want him to be 500, so he's somewhere here on the left, and also on the Y minus 200, so this is where it comes to left, and the X value is the how much in front of me he is. So the scale is 2, and the rotation is somewhere something like 160. So let's compile and save this. And if we hit play now, nothing happens because we're in the default pawn now. We need to change here our project settings. So go into project settings, to maps and modes. And here character select game mode is our first, and our default pawn is the character selection, and the map is the character map. Like this. Now save all and restart this project. So once you reopen it up, if you hit play now, here spawns the character. So let's open up again our character selection here. So hit play, whoops, stop it, put it in here and then hit play. And we see here is he a bit in the ground. I think we need to correct this easily here. This one, so grab this, whoops, get him at here, let's make this 87, balance save, hit play, and now it's better. So now we want to work on this character selection more. Here on the selection widget we need to open this up because we need here a variable which will be editable and expose on spawn. So let's create this, which will be character ref. This one will be our main menu character, so we get a reference to this character which we spawn. So if we compile this one here, we can now plug this in here. And we also then want to add this to the viewport. And then we want to get the player controller, from which one we want to set the input game mode to game and UI, so we can focus this widget here. Then we want to not to hide the cursor, and we want to show mouse cursor. So grab this and we show the mouse cursor, compile and save. So this is done. Let's get our UMG window here also done. So here I put in vertical box and set it to the right, zero everything out, and get here alignment of 1 and 1, size X to 500, like this. The next thing I did was added a horizontal box, a button, and also text. And of course I did this 3 times. Now let's first here set the button to fill and then copy this over and paste it in. So the top one will get the fill on the horizontal box to fill and alignment to the bottom. Then he gets a padding of 10 on the bottom and 5 on left and right. He will get 5 on left and right, and here left 5. And on the bottom he gets 100, and this one gets on the bottom also 100. And on the top one we want something like 50, or let's say 10. So like this. So here the text will be male, here the text will be female. And here we have the start game. That's it for this part. So next up we go into the graph and we need now to function which will be our load game and a save game function. So for the save game we create now our save game object, which will be my save game here, and promote this to a variable called save game instance like this. And from this one we want to set the isMail. So here we save our variable and will come from here from an variable. So this one will be isMail ? So it saves now into this variable. Then we need to get our user index and our user name or slot name. And from this one we want to save game to slot. And the object will be here game instance, and here we have these two. That's it for the save game. And in the load game we do nearly the same. So we create the save game object, which will be my save game. We promote this to this variable, so I'll set it here. Then we get here our two user index and our slot name, and we want to load game now from slot, not this one, game from slot, this one. So we put in here now our save slot name and our user index, and now we have loaded our correct save game, and now we can cast to this save game and can finally set here our instance to this save game, and from this one we can load our variables. So we get here now the isMail, and if we want we can return here from this, or we just set this variable again to this, but we will just return it with here out of the function. So that's it for this part. Now in the event construct we want to load the game. From the isMail we get a branch. So if this is correct, we want to add a custom event, which will be male, and another custom event which will be female. And we want to go into this one if we are male, and if isMail is false we want to go into female. So these are the two start points. So, and for these two variables we click here on the male and on the female. So this one is the male. Let's first do this. If isMail is set to true, we want to set the skeletal mesh. We first get in here character ref and then set his skeletal mesh like this to male. And we do the same for the female function. So grab this here up, pull the female click button up, and here we set it to female. There it is. And but here we check if it's not male, not equal, but not boolean, this one. So if this is true, if it's not male, then this goes into the truth path and set it to female. So here we put in this, and to actually get also the animation correct, we set up here in our folders the animation blueprint. So we go here to animation and create an animation blueprint, click on male anim, and on the male mixamo this will be male anim. I created it, but for you I show it how it was done. So here go into your male anim, and whoops, I did something false. So let me just delete this too and then show you how it was done. So here on the animation blueprint, click on the enum instance here and on the male, and then we can call this here male enum. Now if we go in, we are here in the enum graph. Here we can get the idle template. We just plug this in, and we do this for the female the same. So grab here female and this one on enum instance and female, and click OK. I already did this here. Again, put in the idle female, connect this up, and it's ready to go. Then go into your main character, go into viewport, click on character. Here we want to use animation blueprint instead of the asset, and we want to grab the male as the default one. So save this up. So next up, we want to work further on our character selection. So go into UMG again, and here we also want to set the anim instance class. So if we are male, we set this to male, and if we're female, we set this to female. Just connect the target here to the mesh, compile and save this. And the last thing we have to do is to construct here the male character as how the loading of the save game says them. So create here our two variables again, functions, sorry. Let's create the load game, and let's create the save game. So we are now in the save game. Can easily just copy this all over. So here's our save game, and if you doesn't have here the variables, make right click and create the variable, and also here. So but the Ismail we don't need, so we can delete these. Why is this not going? So let's create here the new variable save game instance. Now it should work. Yeah, now it works. So if you have there problems, just pull this again out. And the save game object will be this. And for the late game, which is a bit important for us, we just copy all over. And here now it works. And for the construction, we just pull in our load game, and from this one we get the if, and then we get the mesh. So if this is true, we set skeletal mesh and set animation instance class. Here we set it to male. And if it's false, we set this to female. Like this one. So compile and save this up. Oh, forgot to connect this here. Compile and save. Let's hit play, and now it's female. Let's check why this doesn't work. Get into the character selection again, to the event graph. And of course here we need to set the Ismail here. So if we are male, then we need to transform this into Ismail. And here we need to set this to false because we are female here. And now we're female. So let's compile and save and check this now. Maybe we got here a bug with the variables because we changed them at runtime, so let's delete the save slot and let's check this now up. No, he does not correct this. Oh, and I see I missed here the connection of this too. So if we are male and we click on the Ismail button, we of course want to have here the not function, so we can transform to male if it's not male, and if it's male we want to transform it to female. So I messed this up, and now we can change these two. So now let's add the start game function, which is quite easy. So get onto your start game, click on the on-clicked. Let's open the level. The name of this level will be the main map. Put this in here and get player controller. And from this one, we want to set input to game only. And then we want to save the current variables. So then we save here the male. So we compile and save, we hit play, we pick the female one, we start the game, press K, and we're the girl. So yeah, that's it actually. If you have any other questions or tips for me, just leave a comment, and yeah, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Bye.